Hello students, today we will perform iodine titrations in which we will estimate cupric salts by iodometric titrations. Under the heading of iodine titrations, there are two types, iodimetry and iodometry. Actually, these are referred to the oxidations brought about by iodine. Now, what is the difference between the two? The difference is in iodometric titrations, the iodine which has been produced as a result of any previous redox reaction is titrated using a reducing agent. In iodometric titrations, it is simply the direct titration in which iodine solution is directly titrated with the reducing agent. Secondly, iodometric titration, it is indirect method. Iodimetry is direct method. Iodometry, two redox reactions occur, and in iodometry only one redox reaction it occurs. In iodometry, iodine gets oxidized first and then reduced. This is very important to remember. It is first oxidized and then it is reduced by reducing agent. And in iodometry, iodine only gets reduced. Okay, then iodometry it is commonly used, and in iodometry जो है थोड़ी सी less common है as compared to iodometry. Now what we will perform, starch is used as an indicator for iodometric titrations. Okay, so iodine solution जो है it has a yellow color, but when it reacts with starch it gives a blue color. It gives a deep blue color in the presence of the iodide ions. And when we add sodium thiosulfate, it is called the hypo, it is a reducing agent. Then iodine is reduced to iodide ions. Then that blue color it disappears. So endpoint is blue to colorless. Some important point which you should know, that is always use 2 to 3 ml of starch solution for 20 ml of solution to be titrated. Then always use the freshly prepared starch solution, and starch solution जो है it should be added before the end point, that is when the solution has pale yellow color. Why? Because starch it forms a stable insoluble complex with iodine which does not break even on the addition of hypo solution in excess. So that is why it is added later, not like the other titrations where we added it before. So experiment is estimation of cupric salts by iodometric titrations. Now what is the principle of this? The first thing is copper 2 salt, it reacts with potassium iodide. So copper sulfate reacts with potassium iodide, right? And what happened, copper 2 is precipitated as copper iodide. So here the copper iodide, you will get the precipitates of copper iodide. This copper 2 is precipitated, iodine जो है वो liberate हो जाती है, iodine is liberated, and the liberated iodine is estimated by titrating it with the sodium thiosulfate or the hypo solution. Experiment is determine volumetrically the value of X in the given solution of blue vitriol. You know it is copper sulfate X water, 12.5 gram of which are dissolved per liter of the given solution, provided N by 20 potassium dichromate. So requirement is N by 20 hypo solution, it is given to you. Now theory, first what will happen, we will hypo solution जो है इसको हम क्या करेंगे, स्टैंडर्डाइज्ड करेंगे. कैसे? पोटाशियम डाइक्रोमेट के साथ टाइट्रेट करके. सो वी विल टाइट्रेट इट विद पोटाशियम डाइक्रोमेट, इसकी स्टैंडर्डाइजेशन हो जाएगी. उसके बाद क्या किया जाएगा, देन द नॉर्मेलिटी ऑफ कॉपर सल्फेट सोल्यूशन इज डिटरमिन्ड. राइट नाउ व्हाट इज द प्रोसीजर? So there will be two titrations. It is a double titration. Titration 1 जो है first titration, it is between hypo and potassium dichromate, right? So in the equation it is potassium dichromate, this is the hypo solution. Now in the procedure I will tell you simultaneously both the equations and the procedure side by side. तो क्या करते हैं, ब्यूरेट में आप क्या लेते हो, ब्यूरेट में हम लेते हैं हाइपो सोल्यूशन, और प्रिपेट आउट क्या करेंगे, पोटाशियम डाइक्रोमेट सोल्यूशन को. सो 20 ml आपने प्रिपेयर आउट कर लिया, टाइट्रेशन फ्लास्क में डाल दिया. अब टाइट्रेशन फ्लास्क में देन यू विल ऐड 1 test tube full of dilute sulfuric acid. Now then you will add 10 ml of 10% potassium iodide solution, right? And then 20 to 30 ml of distilled water. So titration flask में हमने क्या क्या लिया? आपने सोडियम थायोसल्फेट किस में लिया था? इन द ब्यूरेट. सो पोटाशियम डाइक्रोमेट जो है, यू नो इट रिलीज K2SO4 रिलीज दिस 3 nascent oxygens. देन पोटाशियम आयोडाइड प्लस सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड जो आपने टाइट्रेशन फ्लास्क में लिया हुआ है. हियर iodine is liberated. Now this liberated iodine, this will react with that sodium thiosulfate which you have taken in the burette. Clear? So note the initial reading of the burette. बाकी titration जैसे हम करते हैं it is the same. आपने initial reading को note किया, then you will add hypo solution from the burette dropwise with shaking into the titration flask. अब क्या होगा, जब कलर उसका येलो आ जाएगा उसके बाद नाउ यू विल ऐड द स्टार्च सोल्यूशन. तो स्टार्च सोल्यूशन को हमने पहले नहीं डालना, इट विल एडेड व्हेन द सोल्यूशन बिकम येलो. अब येलो क्यों आता है? आई टोल्ड यू बिकॉज ऑफ द रिलीज ऑफ द आयोडीन. देन यू विल ऐड 2 ml ऑफ फ्रेशली प्रिपेयर्ड स्टार्च सोल्यूशन. अब सोल्यूशन का कलर क्या हो जाएगा? ब्लू, राइट? कंटिन्यू करो, फिर हाइपो सोल्यूशन ऐड करना शुरू करते रहो. हाइपो सोल्यूशन कब तक करना है? जब तक ब्लू कलर डिसअपियर ना हो जाए. एंड व्हेन द लास्ट ड्रॉप ऑफ द हाइपो सोल्यूशन व्हिच टर्न द सोल्यूशन इन द टाइट्रेशन फ्लास्क colorless, noted that reading which is your final reading. Repeat the above steps to get the 3 concordant readings. This is titration 1. Titration 2, now hypo solution is standardized. अब हम करेंगे hypo solution versus the copper sulfate. तो हाइपो सोल्यूशन आपने पहले ब्यूरेट में फिल किया हुआ है. नाउ इन द टाइट्रेशन फ्लास्क यू विल टेक 20 ml ऑफ कॉपर सल्फेट सोल्यूशन, देन एंड ऐड अ पिंच ऑफ Na2CO3. ठीक है, जब आप सोडियम कार्बोनेट डालोगे, बिकॉज इट इज नॉट सॉल्व इन वाटर, सो देयर विल बी अ स्लाइट टर्बिडिटी. थोड़ा सा टर्बिडिटी मतलब थोड़ा सा वो मिल्की सा होगा. ऐड करो डाइल्यूट एसिटिक एसिड ड्रॉप वाइज. कब तक ऐड करना है? जब तक को वो जो क्लाउडी जो उसमें आ रहा है, मिल्की सा आ रहा है, वो बिल्कुल डिसअपियर ना हो जाए. देन यू विल ऐड अब 10 ml 10% पोटाशियम आयोडाइड. कवर द टाइट्रेशन फ्लास्क विद अ वॉच ग्लास एंड अलाउ टू स्टैंड फॉर 1 मिनट ताकि रिएक्शन कंप्लीट हो जाए. आफ्टर दैट यू विल ऐड 50 ml ऑफ डिस्टिल्ड वाटर, राइट? सो व्हाट वी क्या किया हमने? टाइट्रेशन फ्लास्क में 20 ml कॉपर सल्फेट लिया, सोडियम कार्बोनेट डाला तो वो मिल्की हो गया. फिर हमने ड्रॉप वाइज ऐड किया एसिटिक एसिड तो फिर से क्लियर हो गया. देन वी ऐड 10 ml ऑफ 10% पोटाशियम आयोडाइड सोल्यूशन. कवर किया उसको वॉश ग्लास के साथ, 1 मिनट के लिए ऐसे रहने दिया एंड देन एडेड 50 ml ऑफ डिस्टिल्ड वाटर. अब हमने नोट किया इनिशियल रीडिंग ऑफ द ब्यूरेट. देन we run that hypo solution from burette with constant shaking जब तक कलर पेल येलो ना आ जाए. जब कलर पेल येलो आ गया, then add the indicator starch. Solution will become blue. कंटिन्यू करते रहो फिर हाइपो सोल्यूशन को when it blue color disappears. और साथ में आप देखोगे there will be a white pipetties of copper iodide which separates out. Repeat the same procedure to get the 3 concordant readings. So these were our 2 titrations procedure. Observations में आपने जो नोट किया, it is the same initial reading, final reading and volume used, right? Similarly, you have prepared the table for titration number 2, which is hypo versus copper sulfate. So calculation part is concerned, first from the first titration we will find out the normality of hypo solution by applying the normality equation. N1V1 for hypo equal to N2V2 for potassium dichromate. We know that 1 by 20 the normality of potassium dichromate, volume used is 20. Value of V, it will be from the table. Then N1 is calculated, that is the normality of hypo solution. From the second titration you will find the normality of copper sulfate solution, again applying the normality equation. N3V3 equal to N4V4. Copper sulfate versus hypo, here we will find out the value of normality of copper sulfate. Hypo solution normality we have already found in the previous above calculation. So normality of copper sulfate x water is calculated. Now equivalent mass of copper sulfate x water. Equivalent mass is equal to strength upon normality. Let us suppose it is denoted by E. So this E is the experimental value. जो आपने experimental equivalent weight निकाला है उसकी value आ गई. How to calculate the value of X, which is our aim of this experiment? Equivalent mass of copper sulfate x water, it is equal to its molecular mass. So that means if I calculate the molecular mass, here the equivalent mass and molecular mass both are same for the case of copper sulfate. Theoretical molecular mass, it is equal to 159.5. I have calculated from adding these atomic weights of copper plus sulfur plus 4 molecules of oxygen. It is 159.5 plus x water, water you know 18 into x, equating this with the experimental molecular mass. What is experimental molecular mass? E. What is the theoretical molecular mass? 159.5 plus 18x. So from here you can find the value of x. X will be equal to E minus 159.5 upon 18. So hence we calculated the value of x and reduce it to the nearest whole number. So that's all. Thank you.